Hi people, welcome back to another valuable video from myself, Michael, a member of the POW team for those people that don't know. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my journey using Darwinex. So Darwinex, for those people that don't know, acts completely differently to a prop firm. With prop firms, you can get your hands on larger amounts of capital, make 80–90% profit splits on that. But with Darwinex, you're playing a long game. And that's important to understand. If you're looking to make short-term profits, Darwinex is probably not the best way to go about it. Darwinex is all about building a track record, playing the long game so that you can attract external investors later on down the line. And you can actually build confidence in your trading strategy and your approach and actually make performance fees off of the people that are investing in your strategy. So I'm going to show you my progress and what I actually think about it. I'm going to talk you through my master accounts and what I use to manage to get myself to gold status on Darwinex, which has taken me 8 months. So in order to achieve that gold status, you need an 8-month track record, and you also need to make sure that you make 20% in terms of your returns. So obviously you need to keep drawdown to a minimum. Now, I don't fully understand Darwinex as a platform. I understand the basics, but I don't fully understand like all the little bits and pieces. But that will come the more I start to dive into it and actually pay attention to it. But the way that I saw this was I had my master accounts running anyway. This was just like something that was an absolute no-brainer. Like for the subscription fee that you pay every month, which I think is about £35 or $35. I don't even know. But it was a no-brainer just to set it up and attach one of my master accounts, forget about it, and later on down the line, if that's performed well, as long as my master account performs well, then I could be in a nice position. And that's pretty much what's kind of happened. I haven't really paid massive attention to this, but I have managed to get myself to gold status. And what that's taught me, or what I've learned from that, is that by being patient, you can actually achieve so much, because trading is all about, having patience. If you're constantly chopping and changing your strategy all the time and you're moving from one thing to another and you're second guessing yourself all the time, then you're never really going to get anywhere. You're always going to be spinning your wheels and going around in circles. But if you can play the long game and you can actually be patient, then rewards will start to come. It's inevitable. And that's hopefully what's about to happen. So in order to get to gold status, you need that 8-month track record. Now, what happened was I actually started this on the 27th of March, 2024, okay? And as you can see, I had a really nice bit of growth at the beginning, and there were a few little choppy moments. I was in drawdown for a little bit during the summer, a few little volatile moves on my master account. But as you can see, by playing the long game and just letting things play out, eventually your returns will start to stack up. And if you're looking at your trading from, a week-to-week basis, then you're going to be emotional. You're going to be making bad decisions. You're going to be trading with emotion attached to your trading, right? But if you just see your trading as a long-term overview, you're looking at a month-to-month basis, maybe a yearly basis, if you really have patience, then you can see that in actual fact, whilst I went through periods of growth and drawdown, long-term, the strategy seems to be pretty solid, right? Now, when I was participating in silver over here, where it says gold, where I was participating in silver, my capital allocation was 150k. So I managed to build up 150k in capital allocation. Now, in order to keep that capital allocation, you have to make sure your rating stays at 75 and above each and every month. So when it comes to the end of the month, if your rating is below 75, you will lose 30k of your capital allocation. And that's actually what happened. So I got to 150k. Again, wasn't really paying huge amounts of attention to it, but I didn't hit my rating for like 4 or 5 months in a row. And I actually lost that capital allocation. But my main goal with this was just to reach gold status and get that 20% return so that I can start to attract external investors into my strategy. So now that I've managed to reach gold status, I probably will start to pay attention to, building this capital allocation back up. I've still got 30k of it, but ideally I want to start building back up to 150, 180k and start earning a small performance fee on top of that. Here you can see my returns each month. Now my master account, which I'll show you in a second, was actually a lot higher, but Darwinex doesn't copy over at 100%. It copies over at something very small, and it also doesn't copy all of the assets that you're trading. So it only copies a few, the ones that are obviously most profitable. Now, as you can see, in April I had 4%, nearly 5% in May, and then it dropped off a little bit in the summer. And I actually decided to change my strategy and copy over from a different master account in November, which is how you can see these returns have started to build back up again. So nearly 3% in November, 1.5% in December, and 2.5% in January. So let's talk you through the master accounts. Now, to begin my Darwinex journey, which is this master account here, this little piece of growth, which steadied out a little bit here, was copying from Double Confluence. Okay, so I've had this running for 10 months now. If I show you the data, we've got 10 months worth of data since April 2024. Obviously, as you can see, the returns are very nice indeed. Now, don't pay attention to the balance because this master account was actually set up to pass a 300k prop firm challenge. But I decided to keep it running because I really like the master account. Now, nearly 187k in profit, which is pretty incredible. However, I have seen 20 to 30k drawdown with this account. So I would never copy over at 100% lot multiplier to any other accounts because it would just blow the account, or my risk management would be, it wouldn't be right for any other accounts that I'm copying over from, or over to, should I say. Now, what I do with that, because I have this data behind me, I know exactly how the account works. I know what profit I can expect to see, what drawdown I can expect to see. So I can make my decisions in terms of my risk management based off of what I know with this account and the confidence I have in this account. So when I copy over to my Darwinex account, I copy over at 0.25 risk lot multiplier. Okay, so what happened was I initially copied over from the Double Confidence account. Then I second guessed myself because I wasn't hitting the rating. I switched strategies, which I wouldn't advise doing many times, to be honest. I like to just keep one strategy and let it play out. But I switched the strategy and I started copying over from a different master account. Now, as you can see, it was a very steady equity curve, but I wasn't hitting that rating of 75 every month. So I closed down some open positions, decided to reattach the Double Confidence account, 0.25 risk lot multiplier, and I let it play out for the rest of the time. Now, as you can see, 49% profit since the 1st of April, with a big loss in between. So if I hadn't taken that loss, this would obviously be a lot higher. 12,000 trades in that time, so quite a lot of trades. And if I go back to 2024, you can see like huge amounts of profit in April because I was copying over a really high risk. I decided to lower that risk as I went along. I did take that loss here, which was in July 2024. I reattached the Double Confluence master account, and it's been hitting in between 3 to maybe 5% a month ever since. So very steady gains at just 0.25 risk. Hopefully you're with me so far. Now, what happened was when I got to November or December, when I realized that I wasn't hitting my capital allocation and I was actually losing my capital allocation, I decided to attach it to this ChatGPT diversified account. Now, what I done with this account was I took the POW Bank I wrote out all the inputs. I put all the inputs into ChatGPT. I asked it to create me an optimization file with 10 different diversified strategies. Okay, so I took some of the information along with some of the knowledge that I already have. I created 5 or 10 different strategies that I could use to diversify my account completely. I then used Portfolio Builder to create those strategies, and I created this account. So on the 12th of November, up until today's date, so around about 3 months, it's banked nearly 16.5%. Now I have seen a little bit of drawdown on this account, but I'm not copying over to any prop firms using this account just yet. I just wanted to build the data first to see how it plays out, to see how, you know, the profit looks and the drawdown looks. And since then, I've actually added a few strategies to it as well. So I've made it a little bit more aggressive, and I've removed some strategies and re-optimized some at the same time. So in January alone, done 6% on this account, 6% in December, and 3% in November. So it's a pretty solid account. And the beauty of this account is it's diversified in so many different ways. If you're trading an EA that trades one way and one way only, this will quite literally be impossible. But because we use POW Banker EA, which can be diversified in many different ways, trading many different strategies across various different market conditions, it means I can build a diversified portfolio rather than just trading one way and one way only. So that means I adapt with the market. I can cover different market conditions, whether it be a trending market, a ranging market, a reversal market, whatever it may be. I've pretty much got it covered with this account. So I decided to start copying this over to my Darwinex, and that's enabled me to go on and eventually achieve that 20% return that I was aiming for. So currently sitting at 159 in terms of my position, but I've only been trading 4 days. Well, not even that, because I started yesterday. So I've been trading this for 2 days. Not too worried about the position at the moment. I am in a little bit of drawdown on the account. So as you can see, $600 drawdown. Once that closes, this position will go up. Okay. So once again, this is about playing the long game. That position will always chop and change. If you're in drawdown, it will drop. If you're in profit and you bank a lot on a single day, then that position is going to go really high. So I'm not too worried about the position at the moment. Obviously, I want to see it increase, but I'm just going to let this play out, see what happens over the next 2, 3, maybe 6 months, and I'll decide to keep copying over from that ChatGPT master account. And if it continues to perform well, then happy days. And if it doesn't continue to perform well, then I'll change the master account or I'll make adjustments as I go along. So hopefully that gives you some insight into what Darwinex actually is. Any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.